Breaking news at this hour is out of San Francisco. You can see Will Tran is near Union Square, where a security guard was shot and killed by police.
Yeah, after that security guard apparently hit two pedestrians and a bicyclist with his vehicle. KRON4's, again, Will Tran. Let's get out to him live to explain what exactly happened and where this was. Will?
I want to show you exactly what went down at the corner of Grant and Post in front of this Dior store. Look at all of that shattered glass right there. That's where the bullets rang out. We do know officers opened fire. We don't know how many officers, but we do know officers opened fire on an overnight security guard at this Dior store at around 1:35 in the morning. And look at this. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 piercings in front of this. And thank goodness that it is such thick glass that it did not shatter all the way down into the ground here. But you can see just how violent this situation was. Even more so, this actually blends into this whole art here, so even more shots were fired, probably at least 7 or 8 or maybe even more than that. You can see for yourself. Now, as far as the scene, let me show you the video. This is at around 7 o'clock in the morning. Police officers actually came to this location at 1:35 in the morning after talking to witnesses and looking at cameras. They realized that this man worked in front of the Dior store as an overnight guard. This actually started 7 hours before that at around 6:30 at night, a couple of blocks from this location, according to the San Francisco Police Department. They say this man got mad at an e-bicyclist, jumped the curb, went after the e-bicyclist, and then 2 people walked out of a Chipotle store, an 18-year-old woman and a 17-year-old girl. They were hit, fortunately non-life-threatening injuries. The suspect kept going after this e-bicyclist. Here's the police chief, the assistant police chief, talking about that at a news conference that we carried live for you at 8 o'clock.
Suspect still on the sidewalk pursued the victim and hit the back of the bicycle. The victim of that collision, which we are labeling an aggravated assault, jumped off and took off running, and we believe ran up to 233 Sutter. At this point, we haven't found that victim, and we definitely want that victim to come forward. We believe it's a Hispanic male in his 20s. The suspect then tried to take the electric bike and put it in his vehicle. He was unsuccessful in doing so. He did take some of the victim's property, put it in his vehicle, and then fled the scene.
And they are still searching for that victim at this particular time. It appears that the 2 people who were hit, 17 and 18 years old, non-life-threatening injuries. As far as the officers, they were not injured in all of this. They did not elaborate yet because the investigation continues, and they still need to talk to those officers on what caused them to feel threatened to open fire on this particular security guard. He was treated at the scene, rushed to the hospital, and ultimately died from the scene. According to the San Francisco Police Department, they claim that they did recover a firearm at the scene. I did talk to an officer who patrols this area. He talked to me off camera. He believes this might be an incident of road rage, that something happened between the driver, who was the security guard at the time, and the e-bicyclist who possibly could be delivering food in the area. And he says there are many people around here, that's their job, to deliver food, and they go in and out of traffic. He suspects it could be involving as far as that particular situation. But of course, the investigation is still ongoing at this particular time. But check it out for yourself. You count how many bullets hit this side panel here at Dior. So there's just a very violent scene. Ultimately, only 1 person was killed, and that was the overnight security guard. Back to you.
Wow, what a scene.
Incredible. All right. Thank you, Will.